Welcome to this week's Amazon case study, where we look in detail into an actual Amazon seller's data to drill down what's going wrong and what's working well. This week's case study is an Amazon seller who has been selling since January 2016. He has two main products and some bundles of those products. In this case study, it was a little difficult at first. I had an initial look at it and then the issues weren't immediately obvious. He had some problems, which we'll get into shortly, but looking at it was really confusing, so I sat on it for a bit to see if I could find some clarity. Initially, this video was going to be about bundles, but a bigger issue became apparent. As always in these case studies, we're downloading some Amazon Seller Central reports. The first one we need is the by date sales and traffic report, which gives us the overall data for all the products by date. So we get them into we sort them by month and then download them and massage them in Excel. The next reports we want are the by ASIN, which are by product reports. And in this one, we have to select each month, download them, and again, put them into Excel. So let's have a look at overview of the top of the numbers at a top level. We can see the primary problem here. Sales have increased. You started off with the blue product and they increased to around $9,000 a month, so it's doing really well. But since then, since March, the sales have been dropping. Now he's introduced other products, which are bundles along the way, but the primary problem is we've got the sales of this first product, the blue product, falling rapidly. So let's look into what the reason for that was. The seller has introduced some products in around May and again in August to try and stem the tide, and we've seen this bump up in sales as a result. But really, it's the blue product that's causing the problem. And to be honest, we'll find that they're all actually linked to the same problem. These new products are bundles of the primary product. In these bundles, you get 2 or 3 units. The main product is a bundle anyway, which has been selling since January 2016. And it comprises the key search term and another product which is closely related. You know, if you buy the main product, you're likely going to need the extra product, like a vacuum cleaner and vacuum cleaner pads, or heat beads and fire starters, a fountain pen and refillable ink cartridges. This seller has a real competitive advantage because his competitors do not include this extra item. So let's drill down into the Seller Central data to see if we can find the problem. In these graphs, I've shown all these products. Blue is the main product. Yellow, red and green are bundled products. As we can see, the bundles have worked to some extent to address the loss in sales, but the primary product is still losing ground. So let's firstly look at price and see how the price compares to the market. The product is priced in the $20 to $25 bracket. He has good profit margins. That means the business is sustainable if you can pick up the volume. And you can see from this graph that all the products are within this band of $20 to $25. If we look at how he's positioned in the market, we can see he's positioned mid-range price-wise. The major competitors are big brands. They are billion-dollar household names, and there's also some high-quality niche brands in there as well. So looking at this graph, we can see no underlying problems with the market. There's no price discounting. The market seems pretty stable, and his product is priced within the mid-range. So his product is the red product there. It should be noticed that this product is showing on the first page for this search term. He's actually got 2 listings within the first page. If we look at the market as well, we can see this is not a small market. It's pretty big. The total monthly revenue from all sellers from the search term we used was $600,000 a month. The top 10 are selling $275,000 a month. The number of units at 10,000. Average monthly revenue is $27,500 a month. So it's a big market, and he's positioned well. I mean, he is on the first page, sitting around the number 10 spot. So it's not at the top, but it is positioned well. This graph shows the unit session percentage or conversion rate. And we can see they're all tracking pretty well. They're at the 10 to 15% mark. The blue product, which is his problem product, is actually got a 15% conversion rate, which is actually really good. And given that they're competitors within his market. So the product pages are working. But they can obviously be better. There's room for improvement there. In fact, the conversion rate for the main product has increased as sales has fallen. This is a competitive product, has good reviews with positive comments, and the bundle item makes it stand out for the competition. It is a good buy, especially against other private label sellers, but recognising it has some work to do to catch up with the brand power of the major leaders. So let's look at Sessions. This product has a competitive, reasonable price. The product page converts but has room for improvement. But why are Sessions falling so dramatically? Sessions for the blue product have dropped from 4,000 almost 1,000 in September. This product, however, ranks. It's on the first page for some broad search terms and Amazon autofill search terms. So the problem isn't that the product isn't ranking. The problem is that people are not clicking on each product from the search results page. When we look at some of the relationships between the blue product in terms of its sessions and conversions, we can see that the sessions are going down and the conversion rate is pretty stable, sitting around that 15-16% mark. So you would expect that with that level of conversion rate that the sessions would be increasing. So something's holding it back. If we look at the price and conversion rate, we can see the price has been pretty stable. The conversion rate has also been stable. So it's not one of those issues that we would expect to happen. So why are sessions falling? Now, there's two reasons why sessions could be falling. One, you're not ranking for the key search terms. So you've got no traffic. But we know that's not the case because he's on the first page for some major search terms. The second reason is people are not clicking to the product page from the search results because the image is not relevant or appealing. The title is not relevant or appealing. There's some other factors: reviews, brand, the bestseller badge. It's when I was putting together the data for this case study that I realised the problem. When I looked at some of the data at the parent level, some things didn't make sense. That while the child's level skews had remained the same, the parents had switched around. And when I was looking at the product titles to work out what the difference between the different childs were, I realised I had no idea what this product was or that it included a bonus item. The titles were keyword stuffed. I had to input the ASIN into Amazon to get any idea what the product was, and looking at the competitors, it appeared that they were keyword stuffing as well. I read through the product titles that he had a few times, even aloud, and I still wasn't sure. The only way I could make sure was looking at the product images as well. So we had a disconnect between the images, which were good, and the description, which did not describe the product. This case study represents a problem, which is ranking versus conversions. The problem with this product was it was ranking well or showing up in the search results, but people were not clicking on the listing from the catalog page to the search results. So let's discuss what we know about the Amazon search algorithm. And of course, it's secret, so we just have to take our best guess and interpretation. A visitor enters in the search keyword. Amazon collects all the possible results that are related to that keyword. Amazon obtains the keywords from the titles, the bullet points, the descriptions, the back-end keywords. So now they have a list of all the compatible products. But many will have the same keyword strength across a range of products. So for any product, the top 50 products are likely to have the same keyword density, etc. Amazon then has to rank that list according to which product is most likely to generate a sale. They will present the highest converting product first. Those products are most likely to generate a sale and therefore generate income for Amazon. This is a good point to introduce a concept that was put forward by Dr. Flint McLaughlin at marketingexperiments.com. The concept is the micro yes. Dr. McLaughlin says it takes a long, unbroken sequence of micro yeses to achieve a macro yes, the sale, but it takes a single no to undo every single yes. So if you look at how someone goes through the buying process in Amazon, at any stage they could say, no, I don't like that, and they will never come to your product. Or they can go into your product page and say, that's a negative image, or I don't like that bullet point, or that doesn't apply to me, or that is not relevant. So it comes in terms of what trust is available. And when you've got a keyword stuffed title, it represents a disconnect between the image and the title. So it works out that disconnect represents a loss of trust, effectively. To give you an example of keyword stuff search terms, I had a look at a few search terms and came across teapot, which gave some good examples. These are actual product titles we got from Amazon for teapots. That's what they were. They were teapots. And if we have a look at the search terms, vacuum carafe, press button, double wall, stainless steel, thermal coffee pitcher, insulated pot and accessories. Or organic tea flowering gift set in handcrafted mahogany bamboo chest glass. Doesn't even say it's a teapot. Or Corningware 7.5-inch 6-cup Spice of Life Spice O Life teapot. Or Zen's camel white Japanese Chinese restaurant porcelain teapot kung fu ceramic teapot for loose blooming flower. The people are just looking for a teapot. An important factor to consider is when you're writing your keyword titles is that people are scanning through these things very quickly. When people are searching for a product, they're scanning very quickly. They're not reading each title. They're just looking for a product that suits their needs. It pays to be simple. Tabloid newspapers will write their articles to appeal to a reading age of 9 or 10. Very simple words that are easy to understand. In this case study, the titles were like the examples here for teapot. And guess when he changed his titles? April 2016. He had a screenshot of his product listing from March 2016. The title was so easy to understand. It was simple and to the point. He changed his title in April 2016 and his sessions collapsed and continued to fall. The bundled products that he introduced to stem the fall in sales have the same problem. He thought the problem was his product, so he introduced bundles to improve the value proposition. But the problem wasn't the product, which was great and still is great, but it was just the product titles. So looking forward, what can we gain from this case study? Well, there's a positive outlook. The price and the gross profit are sustainable and healthy. The product's well positioned in a strong, stable market. The conversion rates are good and offer room for improvements. The products rank well for the relevant search terms, and there's a lot of volume in that for their search terms. So what needs to change? The titles. The titles changed in March to complex, unclear, keyword stuffed, and sessions started falling. The fix? Split test the titles, reverting back to simple, clear, and measure the effect. If you have any questions, please just leave them in the comments section below. And of course, if you want to keep updated on our future case studies, just fill in the form below and we'll include you on our mailing list.